In 1936, a liver and white pointer called Judy was living on board the HMS Nat. Judy was their beloved mascot, but had a frequency for falling overboard. Judy often alerted the crew to danger, foiling a river pirate attack, and would let them know when there was Japanese aircraft nearby thanks to her super sensitive hearing. Judy was transferred to the HMS Grasshopper in the South China Sea. However, the British gunboat was attacked by the Japanese, and the crew and Judy had to abandon ship. They managed to get to a small island, but without food and natural water, things were looking grim. Judy then disappeared. She was soon found, having dug up earth, revealing a natural freshwater source. The men were saved. But Judy and the crew still needed to find safety. They trekked hundreds of miles to reach Padang in Sumatra to reach the last evacuation ship before the Japanese invaded. They missed the ship, and Judy and the crew were captured. They were now prisoners of war. During her encampment, Judy met a British sailor called Frank Williams, and he would share his rice rations with her. It is said that from that day onwards, she never left his side. For 2 years, Judy was Frank's companion and would distract the camp guards when they were dishing out punishment to the prisoners. One day, the prisoners were told that they were going to be moved to Singapore, but Judy had to stay behind. The sailors hatched a plan to smuggle Judy on board the SS Van Warwick in a sack. This proved successful, but on the 26th of June, 1944, the ship was torpedoed by a British submarine, unaware that Allied prisoners were on board. 200 of the estimated 700 prisoners survived, along with Judy. According to reports, Judy saved countless lives, pushing pieces of wood towards those who couldn't swim in the water. The survivors managed to be hauled aboard a nearby Japanese tanker, but the Japanese guards were incensed that Judy had been smuggled aboard, and they declared she would be killed. However, the former commander of the prisoner of war camp intervened. Having taken a liking to Judy, he made her an official prisoner of war. That meant Judy couldn't be executed, and she would be saved. Judy remained with her companion, Frank Williams. They survived several prisoner of move camps, gunshot wounds, alligator bites, and even attacks from local wild dogs. In 1945, when the Japanese surrendered, Judy was finally able to return back to the UK. She was awarded the PDSA Dickin Medal for her bravery and devotion during the conflict.